A secret farewell, a beloved legacy, and a tribute to a legend, Downton Abbey 3 isn't just another period drama. It's the closing chapter of a cultural phenomenon. With Michelle Dockery promising a deeply emotional send-off for Dame Maggie Smith, fans are bracing themselves for what could be the most poignant installment yet. The grand halls of Highclere Castle will soon echo with final goodbyes, as Downton Abbey 3 prepares for its highly anticipated release on September 12, 2025. Directed by Simon Curtis and written by series creator Julian Fellows, this third film continues the elegant legacy of its predecessors, Downton Abbey and Downton Abbey, A New Era. Much of the beloved cast returns for this final act. Paul Giamatti is back as Harold Levinson, and Dominic West reprises his role as Guy Dexter. New talent also joins the ensemble: Jolie Richardson, Alessandro Nivola, Simon Russell Beale, and Artie Fruchon will step into the world of the Crawleys, adding fresh dynamics to the familiar faces. But more than the cast list, the heart of this film lies in its tribute. Michelle Dockery, who portrays Lady Mary, recently opened up in an interview with Collider's Steve Weintraub while promoting her role in Flight Risk. She spoke lovingly about the opportunity to return to Downton one last time, calling the experience a gift for both the cast and the fans. Central to that gift, she emphasized, is a celebration of Dame Maggie Smith's unforgettable portrayal of Violet Crawley. Smith's Dowager Countess has long been the emotional core of Downton Abbey, a woman of piercing wit, wisdom, and strength. For Dockery and many others, this final film is a farewell not only to a character, but to the woman who helped define the soul of the series. "It's a beautiful film," Dockery said, "a real tribute to Maggie." Adding to the excitement is the return of Paul Giamatti. First introduced in Season 4 as Mary's American uncle, Giamatti brought a new flavor to the Crawley family dynamics. Dockery described working with him again as wonderful, likening it to reuniting with family. His return adds depth to a film already brimming with emotion. Asked whether a trilogy was always the goal, Dockery suggested that the idea had been in the air from the start. "I think there was always an intention to do 3 films," she explained, "but we would have been happy with just one. That the franchise was able to continue for 3 films is, to her, a testament to fan demand and the enduring appeal of the story." Filming the final scenes was deeply emotional. Dockery admitted that although they'd had several last days over the years, this one felt truly final. "We really relished every minute," she said, "because it was the last." Despite a hint at a possible Christmas special, a tradition in British television, she made it clear that Downton Abbey 3 feels like the true end of the Crawley family's journey. For over a decade, Downton Abbey has woven fictional narratives through the fabric of real historical events. Beginning in 1912 with the sinking of the Titanic, the series has taken viewers through World War I, the Spanish flu pandemic, and the sweeping societal changes of the 1920s. Each season and film layered in historical milestones with character-driven drama, creating a rich, immersive world. The original series spanned from 1912 to 1925, while the 2 films carried the story into 1927 and 1928. These were years of upheaval and transformation, the rise of the working class, the fall of aristocratic dominance, and the cultural shakeup brought on by modernity. Season 1 opened with the Titanic disaster, which triggered the arrival of Matthew Crawley, the reluctant heir to the Crawley estate. This led directly into the outbreak of World War I, seen in Season 2 through the lens of characters like Matthew, Thomas, and William. The estate itself transformed into a convalescent home for wounded soldiers, echoing the real-world repurposing of Britain's great homes. Season 3 reflected the economic turmoil of post-war Britain. The Earl's poor financial investments mirrored the wider struggles of aristocratic families in the 1920s. The same season saw women's suffrage come to fruition and addressed Irish independence. It was also marked by heartbreak, Matthew Crawley's tragic death during the Christmas special. As the series progressed into the 4th season, social change became a central theme. Lady Mary's journey as a widow ran parallel to the cultural shifts of the Jazz Age, which played out through Lady Rose's storylines. In the political background, Britain experienced leadership changes, and Ireland's status as an independent nation became official. Throughout all 6 seasons and 2 films, Downton Abbey maintained a careful balance between historical authenticity and deeply personal storytelling. And now, as we prepare for the 3rd and final film, the narrative stands on the threshold of the 1930s, a decade shaped by global depression, rising fascism, and the specter of another world war. If Downton Abbey 3 explores this era, it could follow the Crawley family as they face the decline of the aristocracy amid economic hardships and a shifting world order. The aftermath of the 1929 Wall Street crash could threaten the estate's stability, challenging the very foundations of the Crawley legacy. The rise of Adolf Hitler and the threat of war would cast a long shadow across Europe. A possible depiction of King George VI and Queen Elizabeth's 1939 visit or early evacuation efforts for children could mark a solemn end to the series, one that echoes the weight of history and reminds us how it all began. With the younger generation, like Tom Branson, adapting to new political realities, and the older generation confronting the limits of tradition, Downton Abbey 3 could be the perfect closing note, a mirror of how far the characters have come and how much the world has changed. As fans prepare to say goodbye, one thing is clear. This film is more than just a conclusion. It's a celebration of the rich storytelling, powerful performances, and emotional depth that made Downton Abbey an international treasure. Whether you've followed every episode since the beginning or joined the journey later on, this final film is a farewell not to be missed. A last look at the grandeur of Highclere, a final glimpse into the lives of the Crawleys, and a goodbye to a world that masterfully blended historical drama with personal heart. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more content just like this. And until next time, cheers.